He's the titan in the profession.
He is really a walking encyclopedia.
A thorough, competent professional.
A person who says what he means.
He has been a rock, a pillar of strength and confidence.
He is not merely a good chartered accountant, but he is an excellent teacher.
I believe that though he has been a most successful auditor, given the choice, he would have become a professor.
He had the special characteristic of being able to put across ideas.
A great man, if you start addressing on these accounting standards, nobody will leave the hall. Everybody will have a rapt attention towards him.
More people remember him as a teacher than as past president. Let me go back to mid-60s. In mid-60s, Narendra was a very shy and an unobtrusive student whom I taught at Sydenham College. At that time, of course, he came from a Mufizal town, and therefore he was hardly a social animal in that sense.
Narendra Sarda is an old friend. I got to know him almost 30 years ago when we were colleagues on the council of the institute, and Narendra was one of those with whom we had long discussions. He participated in the whole process of negotiation, and he made a very significant contribution in that context.
He was with me in the council from 1979 to 1985. During the year when I was the president of the institute in 83-84, we had lot of interaction with regard to various issues relating to the profession.
We have been associated now together as close business partners for more than 15 years. Mr. Sarda's counsel, his amazing knowledge and expertise has always stood us in good stead. Numerous times he has come forth with a solution which is based on his expertise and also a thorough understanding of our needs and our business. He has been a delight and joy to work with all these years.
He was known for his deep study of any particular problem that may come across him in the course of the exercise of professional skills. At the same time, he would never be flustered with the size of any problem that may be faced in the course of certification of accounts of even the largest corporations operating in this country.
He is always delivered in time, and he has been very cooperative. To cap it all, he is very practical, understands the ground realities of the business, and finds suitable solutions from time to time. It was a great joy working with him.
Mr. Sarda's technical knowledge is legendary. Not only is his knowledge deep, but a lot of the technical content which is today being enshrined in the standards, he has authored. Not just accounting, he is known for his deep knowledge on other subjects. He was a great teacher.
We have invited Mr. Sarda once for a residential course at Kodaikanal. He visited there. He delivered for about half a day fully about his accounting standard. Later on, we have moved him to Coimbatore, and he stayed in a very small hotel without any hesitations. And he called me for many occasions in this issue. I really felt very guilty that I have not arranged in a proper hotel. But he has stayed in a club and he gave me a good comfort. He said that I am a down-to-earth person. I am not bothered about other things. So that shows his credibility as well as his simplicity and as well as his humility. The humility is a virtue, is not a weakness. That is an example is Mr. N.P. Sarda.
I recall an incident where we were having a pretty hard time with one of our clients when we were negotiating fees. And it was a very, very large client, one of the top 10 business houses in India. And I recall it was Ramesh and I, and both of us had been to the client 3 or 4 times, discussing the scope, discussing the fees, and we were getting really nowhere. And one day I came into office and I had Mr. Sarda sitting with me, and I said, Sarda Sahib, I have this problem with this client. And he said, oh, he was my student. So I said, will you come? And he said, of course, I must come. So we went to this boardroom, and strategically, as soon as we entered, we kept Mr. Sarda on one side so that when they entered, they wouldn't see him. And we were just chatting amongst ourselves, and the client walked in and said, hello Mr. Sen, how are you? Very rough and very curt and very precise, and did the same to Ramesh. And then I said, sir, I want you to meet one of my colleagues who's come here. And he turned around and he looked at Mr. Sarda and said, Udayan, this is not fair. You can't get my teacher here to negotiate. You already won. And that was him. That was him right till the end in terms of looking at the best interest of Deloitte.
I remember that very clearly because that is the year in which Mr. Nani Palkhiwala became India's ambassador to the USA, and therefore he told Narendra that he cannot give his annual talk on finance bill because he is going to the USA, and as the ambassador to the government he cannot comment on a government bill. So on Mr. Palkhiwala's suggestion, Narendra came to me and said that you will have to take this assignment, and I did that for 2 years. But in '79, Narendra got elected to the Central Council of the Institute, and that was also the time, nearly the time when I became the Vice President and President of the Institute. I worked very closely with him. He's a very hard-working person, a very transparent person, a person who says what he means.
I wish him well during the period of his retirement, and I am sure he will continue to be active to guide the members of the profession and the students and educate us on the new accounting standards which have been coming from the next year. I wish him well during his retirement, and I wish that he keeps a good health and a long life.
I am younger to him, though I can't say I wish him, but I will pray the God Almighty to give him great strength, prosperity and good health.
And I hope that when he retires, he will have much more time to go back to his first love, which is teaching. And I'm sure he would make a very valuable contribution if he embarks on that enterprise again.
I would like to convey my good wishes to him, and I know that retirement is just a change of venue, a change of activity. Whatever he does, he will bring the same skill and same amiability and same success. I wish him all the best.
I'd like to wish him all the very best in his retirement.
I am indeed joining all of you in praying to Almighty to give him a very peaceful, healthy, happy retired life.
I know and I'm confident you will go on to do even greater things, achieve even more. I'm sure we'll be in touch, and I'll keep reading and hearing about you, the things you are doing. I wish you, from the bottom of my heart, all the very best.
I wish him all the best with the family and many more years of happiness in a non-professional atmosphere.
A man who has a great mind and a great heart. I really am fortunate to have been associated with him, and I wish him all the best and success in all his endeavors.
I wish him a very happy retirement life.
One retires when one is tired. And I said that, look, Narendra can never retire because he never feels tired.
Mr. Sada, I really wish you a long and happy and peaceful and healthy retired life. But with one caveat. In your retirement, give me and my partners and my people the opportunity to trouble you whenever we need your advice, because I know it will always be invaluable. God bless you. God bless your wonderful wife and your wonderful daughter, and all the very best to you.
Hi everyone, for all of you there, I am Mr. N.P. Sada's daughter. My name is Kanan, and Papa, I'm your sweet little princess. And when I was small, it used to be that you used to come at night and tell me bedtime stories and all. At that time, you used to tell me the stories of a king and a princess, and now those stories come to life, and it's been like as if from earlier you had planned all this, and now everything's coming to, like, it's happening in your life. You've been very supportive and understanding all these years. It's been very easy for me to explain stuff to you. Whenever I would come up to you with the silliest of stuff and all my stupid matters and all, you would still take a lot of interest in them and consider them as really important, even when you had really big issues going on in your professional life. You would consider my small things as also important, and that's what I really like. Papa, you're retiring, you're 65 now, you're retiring, and such a big day for you. And obviously, everyone's gonna wish you good luck and bid you farewell. But for me, it's not that. For me, the thing is starting now. People will be wishing you good luck, good health, farewell, because they have worked with you all these years, and now they're not gonna work with you. They're gonna spend less time with you. But for me, the real thing starts now. But for me, I'm actually now going to start working with you, as in spending more time with you. I wouldn't necessarily want to go for a holiday or go on a trip with you to spend time with you. It can just be a simple thing, going to a garden, sitting on a bench and having a long chat with you. But on this day, I want to wish you good health, and may you live many more years. And thank you so much for everything. It's because of you what I am today, and I'll do my best to make you feel proud one day. And I love you so much.